Before you can understand how to operate against a zone defense, you must first understand how it's different than a man defense. First of all, in a man defense, you have a guy on the ball at all times. In a zone, he may be soft on the ball, splitting a gap. He might be hard on the ball, but in man, typically he's always hard on the ball. The biggest difference in man and zone is the off-ball defense. The defender in a man defense can see the ball and can see his man. That's different than in a zone, where I'll show you in just a second, in that he's got eyes, so if you cut, he'll know where to go. You cut up, he'll go up. You cut down, you go down. In a zone defense, you're not necessarily committed to knowing where a guy's at all times. You have to have a feel for who's entering your zone. So you have a zone here, 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 and here. And they're responsible for who comes into or goes out of their zone. They pass them off to other defenders in other zones, and they communicate the entire time. So what that means is this guy's got his eyes on the ball. He's trying to get a feel for who might be coming. Eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball. All 5 guys have their eyes directly on the ball. What that means is anything behind them is considered a blind spot. They have their eyes situated towards the ball. They're relying on someone from the weak side to tell them if someone's coming to or out of the zone. Anything that they cannot directly see is a blind spot. So with that said, our goal in attacking a zone defense is to get the ball in a blind spot here and a blind spot there, which we call the short corners. We can also get the ball in a blind spot in a lane. That's a less common because the 5-man is usually standing right in front of there. It's possible, but less common. So what we're going to aim for is getting the ball in one of these 2 spots. And setting up the zone offense, you have a guy bring the ball up down the court. Hopefully it's your guard. Then you have a wing, an inside player, and a center. Now, that center can either start here or here. That's up to you. Typically, what we want is I would want the person in the short corner spot to be your smartest player. Someone who can make hard passes, see cutters, or maybe even hit a skip pass all the way across the court. And for me, the guy I wanted in the top spot was my best rim finisher. I'll explain why in a second, but he's going to be the one that we're going to target a layup for. There's 2 approaches to a zone offense. You could either have a lever system where one person goes down and another person goes up, a pass is made, and a spot switch to keep the defense guessing. That's option 1. Option 2 is a fixed system, so everyone's going to stay on their sides. This guy's going to be running short corner to short corner. He's going to be operating elbow to elbow, and they operate as the ball moves. So if the ball swings this way, defender relocates. They're hopping into any blind spot they can find because a blind spot's on this side of the ball. He's trying to find a blind spot. He's trying to find a ball reversal spot, so if he gets stuck, he can swing it back that way. He's trying to go elbow to elbow to find any way he can help get the ball inside. I personally prefer the fixed system. It makes it easier to teach positions and understand how to move 3 or 4 feet versus switching spots, which might be fruitless because it doesn't always take up a defender. He might be able to just sit in the same spot. What I want to do in this zone offense is swing the ball to the wing. I want the wing to at least dribble over or make himself in a position where the wing defender has to come occupy him. If he doesn't come occupy him, I hope it's a knockdown 3. Once the defender comes up, we have our short corner runner run, and remember, we want to catch in the short corner. He'll be able to do that because we have a blind spot here, a blind spot here. They can't see the runner. He's probably yelling, runner, runner, runner. He's like, I can't see him. He has to turn. If he turns, he's probably cutting down the middle, and he's left his spot. So now we have a catch right here in the short corner where we want it. Once he has the ball here in the short corner, who's responsible for him? It's not him because he's on the other side of him. It's the center. He's going to have to step over. What does that mean, everyone? The entire lane is going to be wide open for a dive. That's why we want the rim finisher to be this guy right here. He's going to catch. He's going to pass to him right in the middle. He's going to finish. In a rare scenario that he runs all the way over, it's a very easy solution. He dives there, one dribble over, pass, layup. And that's how you attack a 2-3. A 3-2 zone is very similar, except you took that middle guy here and moved him to the very top. It leaves the entire middle section open for operation. We want to get the ball to the short corner or the short corner. Now, the difference is with this guy up top, we have to preoccupy a little bit harder because they can easily bump down. What bump down basically means is if he comes out and catches, he has got to come up with him, which opens a short corner, but his job is going to be to sprint over and bump him back down. So we have to move pretty quick in a 3-2 zone and get the ball where we want it to get to. So against the 3-2, I like to think of it as swing, 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 dive. So the ball starts here. We're going to swing it this way. He's responsible. He's coming over. He's responsible. He's coming up this way. Swing one more time. He's going to have to come up. Now this is the important part. Remember, I said he wants to bump him down. So as the swing's happening, this guy on the opposite side needs to start working his way over. The second that pass goes, he's sprinting to the short corner for one more swing. Once the ball's in the short corner, the opposite defender is going to have to be the one to go and cover that because he simply cannot get down fast enough. He's behind. It's going to be a layup. So when he does that, you have an entire section open right here. We have the other top wing responsible for two dangerous people. He's going to do a simple dive, and that's usually the one that's open because the top wing does not think to himself, I've got to go now guard the center and protect the rim. He's not programmed to think that way. He's probably going to stay up top. If he does go down with him, this guy slides down too. We have a skip pass for a wide open shot. The overload short corner will almost certainly result in a layup at the rim or a skip pass for a wide open shot.